Hi everybody, welcome to our Wednesday tutorial. I'm Sandy Reese. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Somewhere along there, one way or another. We're all starting this self-isolation, and that's one nice thing about Stampin' Up is that we can work from home. Hey Bridget. And we can stamp from home, and most of us are very good at hoarding our crafts, so this is the perfect time to do some stamping, get ahead on Christmas cards, on craft show projects if you like to do that, or just start sending cards to people that you know that are stuck in the nursing home and can't have visitors, or just being at home. I'm sending something to my brother. He's at home with his kids until the end of April. He lives north of Seattle, and so the schools have closed there for a month. And I'm going to send him a puzzle for him and the kids, and then a little funny card, maybe with stick figures of kids bouncing off the walls or something. So this is a great time to start doing that. All right, so before we get started, I'm going to flip this upside down here real quick. Nobody get motion sickness. Where's my settings? There we are. Okay. All right, so our drawing from last week, Judy Parr won these great cards. She's going to get both of these. These were from our video last week, and then this cute little nautical baby card. So those go to Judy Parr. Congratulations, Judy. I will be mailing these out. On Monday, I have a ton of mailing to do. If you have classes, I'm getting ready to send out an email, but if you're watching, I'll tell you now that I'm going to flip this back up for just a second. I'm going to let you know that if you've signed up for classes next week or the retreat, we're going to be doing some new things. This is forcing me to do more online events, which I feel okay with, but it's something new for all of you and for me. So I'm going to make an announcement, send out an email today about our classes next week because several people have expressed concern. So we are going to try our We're going to do a special Facebook group for just you with the video, and we can all be on stamping together. And then our retreat next month, I'm going to switch that up too. So I'll be working on all of that in the next couple of days, and we'll be sending out information. So stay tuned. I think the bingo link is still available to register on my website. So if you would like to participate in bingo, just go ahead and pay. I do have those 6 spots. So, all right. Well, we will get started on our project for today. I'm excited about this one. We're doing another sampler. Let me get you down just about right. Can you see that okay? We're doing an Easter sampler today. Now, Mary Harvey had posted an Easter sampler she made earlier this week, or maybe it was over the weekend. She did a super cute sampler with all little animals. So I thought because she had done that I would do something a little more religious. And so let me show you what I used to make this. And I will post on my blog today all the measurements, the supply list, and then the video will be on there as well. So I will get that done after this. So what I used this one stamp set. It's called Hold On to Hope in the annual catalog. I actually used almost every image in there except for Hold On to Hope and You. So everything else I used. I also used the coordinating dies, which is called Cross of Hope Framelits. I used all the dies. I've kept this one out because we're going to use that today. And then I used the Word Wishes dies, which has all the different holidays. So I did that for the Happy Easter. And then I did the hand-lettered prose dies, which cuts out letters. So I did that for the word Risen. So let's get back to this. The colors I used were Purple Posy, Is that right? Purple Posy, I think. Yes. And then Highland Heather, Whisper White. I used a Gorgeous Grape for a few of my die cut pieces. And then if you might not be able to tell, but I use the most recent in color designer paper for these three panels. It's very subtle, but I use the Purple Posy, some of the prints. Whisper White cardstock, the 12 by 12 Whisper White, and then some silver foil for some of my elements. And then I just used this one great ribbon. This is my favorite ribbon. It's the, what's it called? Metallic Edge Ribbon Silver. So I like that. Okay, and then I only used a few colors of ink. I used Basic Gray, Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, and Gorgeous Grape. So let's get started, and I will show you how to assemble this really quickly. All right, so this is one of our panels, and I've already die cut some crosses. And what I love about this set is because it cuts out so many different things. So this is the little cross, and it cuts out the outline plus a center. So I've done 2 silver centers and a Gorgeous Grape center. And then I kept one of the silver outlines. So we're just gonna pop our Designer Series paper panel on there. And then these 2 little silver crosses. I like to use Tombow for my little stuff. Not too much, just a little. A little will do. I'm just gonna, got a little glob on there. I'm gonna put these little silver crosses down here at the bottom. I'm not measuring, I'm more of an eyeball it type of girl. And then I'm going to put the purple one that looks just like that right above it. That's the center. And then I'm going to take the little outline cross and put just a teeny bit of glue on a couple of spots. And put this over the purple, and it just fits perfectly. Okay, that's one. Then on this one, I just used a Whisper White base, and I am going to stamp little corner, this little leaf corner image. I'm going to leave it on the purple so I can see a little easier where my corners are, but I'm going pretty close to the edge on the corners. Just rotate it. Okay. What's nice is it doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Because it's pretty forgiving. So as long as you get pretty close, we're good. Okay, we're going to pop that on here. Okay, now we're going to put Happy Easter. And I've already done this to save a bit of time, but we're just putting, this is from the Word Wishes set. We'll stick Happy up here. Maybe scooch it over a hair. All right, Easter. And these are in Gorgeous Grape. I didn't want to put too many different colors. Uh-oh, I didn't pop out the center out of my E. Let's get that out of there. All right. Glue down the Easter. All right. And then I have a little butterfly. This is one of the images and the dies. And I stamped that in Daffodil Delight. So we're going to pop that on with the dimensional. Whoops, too many. My hands are already sticky. I've done 2 squares and my hands are already sticky. All right, we'll just stick them right there, just to add a little extra color. All right, so that's that one. Let's get our next panel. Okay, now this is what happens when you're not prepared. I ran out of silver foil embossing folder. Whoops. Why is that not fitting? That's a good question. My purple is not the right size. Let's switch it out. See, I cut my purple wrong. That's all right. I have lots of purple. Okay. So I went to cut another one of these and of a silver foil, and I was out. I didn't even have enough scraps to cut this out that were big enough. So it is on my order, which is not here yet. But that's okay, because I did have silver glimmer paper, which I love too. So this is just going to add a little bit of sparkle. Then we're going to pop up the banner, which this banner is in the stamp set, and I stamped it with Gorgeous Grape. Stamp God is Love. Isn't that pretty? I like that with the sparkly. Okay, so next we're going to do this one. This is some of the designer paper. It's got the gingham on the back, but I wanted to use this kind of argyle type pattern. And then I've die cut a plain cross out of the Gorgeous Grape and a silver cross out of the foil. And I'm just putting little bits of glue kind of in the bigger spots and on the edges. And this will glue. What'd I do there? I've got something, I put glue in the hole. That's not good. All right, so we're just gonna lay this right on top. Give it a press. Make sure it's lined up pretty good. There we go. All right. And then this, oh, we're gonna put this is what our ribbon goes on. So I'm gonna use a couple glue dots because I'm going to wrap this ribbon around and drape it around our cross. So I'm gonna put a glue dot on the front of each arm of the cross. And I'm going to put a glue dot on the back top of my cross. So I've got one right up here, then I've got one here, one here. I'm going to take our ribbon, kind of hang it. This side's already cut, so I'm going to put this here, lay it on there on the glue dot, and then bring it around the back, stick it on the glue dot in the back, bring it around the front, stick it to the glue dot in the front, and then I'm going to trim. I think I'm going to trim it going this way. So that means I got to trim the other side. Well, that's the same. As long as it's the same on both sides, it doesn't really matter which way your angle is going. I'm going to do a little less of an angle though. Okay, this is a slippery slope because the more you start trimming, you just keep getting shorter and shorter. So at some point you have to say stop. Okay, so I think that's good. I'm going to pop this up too. So we'll put one on top, on the bottom, and we'll put one more on each end. So this is nice and secured. It is not going anywhere. All right, this was probably my favorite panel. I like this one. And this cross is slightly larger than the square. That's okay. Okay. So what do we have next? We have a white panel, and then it's going to go on this panel, which is too short. So give me 1 second. I'm going to cut the correct size panel. I have several. Let's see. Nope, not the right size. All right. Okay, sorry about that. 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. All right, so for this panel, we are going to do a little stamping. So we are going to stamp with Basic Gray, celebrating one of God's most remarkable creations. I'm going to stamp that in the bottom right side. I'm going to keep it though on the purple so I can see better. Sometimes it's hard to stamp on a white piece of cardstock if your paper's white, your scrap paper's white. So having it on a darker color helps you to see a little better. All right, now we are going to stamp this beautiful little flourish with the vines and the flowers. So, and then we're going to die cut it. So we're going to do a little stamping with our markers. And I'm going to take the Granny Apple Green and color with the side of my marker. Hopefully I can see this okay. I'm going to do all the vines and the leaves in the green. May have to bring this up a little closer to my face to see this. I had to laugh because my youngest Samantha, while I'm coloring this, I'll tell you this story. We had to cancel our trip to Florida. We were going to do my dad's interment ceremony. So we have postponed that. And Samantha said, good, because I was worried about you, you know, because you're older. I started laughing. I laughed for a good 2 to 3 minutes. And because she had grouped me as an older, you know, older American. Me and John, which I had not really thought of myself as that, but I'm sure in her eyes that's what it feels like. If you guys are looking at this, I have to get closer to my glasses, so that proves I'm an older American because I can't see what I'm doing anymore. Okay, then I'm going to use Daffodil Delight for like the little sprays. So I'm going to color around. Now I might have a little green, so I just kind of wipe off my marker in betweens that had a little green on it. Might wipe off my marker in between. Get a spray over here and a little spray here. Okay, I think that's all the yellow. Hopefully we'll have it all on. And then I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape for the flowers, which are, we've got just a few of those. One there. One here. And then one here. Those are full. Those are a little bigger in space, so make sure we get plenty of ink on there. Okay, so now the next step is to huff on it. I'm going to give it a good Darth Vader, a couple of good huffs. And then stamp. I hold it for a second, make sure that all gets transferred on there. Voila! It's like magic. Okay, so we have got to die cut this. And here's our die. So the die, because it cuts out some in-between pieces too, you just want to center it over there. We're going to run that through the Big Shot. If you can see it all, it's probably going to make my table wiggle here. See if I can get it lined up on my magnetic platform. That looks pretty good, hopefully. Let's crank it through. I feel like it shifted a little bit, but maybe not too bad. Whoops. There it goes flying. Here, let me get this off the table. Okay, not too bad. All right, we're going to make sure we've got all the little pieces out of there. Where's my pick tool? There's some more here. It's got some little detail. That's why I like this one, because it does kind of gives you more detailed die cutting. All right. So let's go ahead and put this on our frame. We're going to pop this up with some mini dimensionals. I like these mini ones because they do fit into the smaller areas. we'll put one. I think 3 is enough. One on each end and one in the middle. No one's going to be pulling on this, right? Whoever wins this next week. All right, we'll just stick that there. I like how it kind of goes off of the panel too. All right, next we have this big, our last big panel. So this is like a 4-in-1. So it's okay to, you know, branch outside and not do 9 small panels. I'm just doing 5 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 6 panels. All right. I used to be good at math. I don't know if I still am. Maybe not. Maybe not so much. All right. This is our last one we're gonna stamp here. I'm gonna leave that on so I can see it. And we're just gonna stamp right in the middle. Doing basic gray again. And I use I use the stitch shapes framelits to cut this out. It's got that nice, great little stitched edge. And then these are the layering oval framelits. I recommend these to everyone to have at all times because they are so great for every project. I use these a lot. Okay, so I'm going to take a little more ribbon. I'm going to just wrap this whole thing around. We're going to tie a bow over on this side. Flip that just a little bit so it lays a little bit smoother. Might need a little more ribbon on this one. Nope, I need a little more ribbon on this end. Let's give that one more try, shall we? I know some of us struggle with bows at times. Seems to be my day to struggle with bows. All right, and pull this ends back. Get that nice and straight. Let's cut that off. All right, a couple tips for doing bows if you want. I'm going to take a glue dot and peel it off here with a poker. I'm going to stick it on the back of my bow so I can lay that down nicely. All right. So you notice this is not all the way halfway up, it's down a little lower than center. Because what we're gonna do, we're gonna pop this up on top. I'm gonna do this first, and then we have a couple more pieces we're gonna put in there. So I'm gonna do 4 mini pop-ups on here. Oh, didn't take that off. All right, so this is gonna pop up over the ribbon. Then I used that same die that I cut the flowers out. I just cut out some pieces of Granny Apple Green just out of that. So it kind of just looks like vines, which is nice. And I'm going to trim off the stem part on both of these, the little bottom stem. All right, and then we're going to take one and glue it down here. I'm just adding a little glue to the back, a little liquid glue. I'm going to pull up my glue dot though. I should have done this before I stuck my glue dot down. All right, make sure you put these down before you put your glue dot on. Okay, I'm going to do the other one upside down going this way. It kind of overlaps just a bit under where the bow is. All right, now I'm going to stick that back. Okay, perfect. All right, so on top of our vine, I've already pre-stamped 4 of the little flower images right here and die cut those. And I did the whole flower in, I just used Daffodil Delight. And what I'm gonna do is just cut off the stem of each one of those, the stem and the leaf. I don't need yellow stems and leaves. All right, I'm gonna put pop up on the back of each one. And I'm going to just kind of, oops, I've got a little hanging on sliver there. I don't like that. And just kind of pop these up on here at an angle. Put 2 above and 2 below. This just kind of brings in some of that pretty yellow color, so we're not all purpley. And you could do this in any color you want. That's up to you. All right, next I'm going to do the words risen, which I die cut out of the silver foil. Or you could use silver glimmer paper, whatever you like. Which I should have cut my big cross out of there before I cut my letters, and then it might have fit. Oh well, hindsight, right? Okay. R-I-S. Stuck there. E. And N. I know I haven't dotted my I. It's okay. I'm going to do that next. Okay. And then to dot my I, I'm just going to stick a little bit of glue there, and my fingers are already sticky, so I can just pick it up, pop that on, put that in place. Yay! Okay. So next we are ready to assemble. Clear a space here. We're going to bring in our 12 by 12 paper. We're going to bring our little frame in, which is 1 5/8 inch width all the way around. It's a little bit warped, but that's okay. I'm just going to line up corners, and we'll do one corner at a time. All right, I'm going to start with my big corner, which is the bottom right. Okay, we'll just pop that in here. All right, next I'm going to start at this bottom corner over here. Oh man, I moved it. That's okay. Make sure that that's pretty flush. All right, looking good so far. Next, we're going to do this top right corner, which is this panel. All right. Hello. Put it in gently, so if you have to move, it's easier to pick up. All right, and then we're going to do this other corner with the other cross. Okay, I'm going to make sure this corner is all flush. Okay, I think that's good. Then we do our in-betweens. If I run out, I've got to back up though. I knew that was coming. Okay, so to do this top one, I want to make sure my top is flush, and then I can eyeball right here, get it right in between those two panels, and then the last one we'll do on this side. Make sure this side is even, and eyeball in between. Make sure it's even with the top of this one right here too. Okay, there you have it. Make sure everything's pressed down nice. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think. And if you share I will put you into a drawing for next week, and you could win this. It fits in a 12 by 12 frame, which you can find at Hobby Lobby. But once you share, just post in the comments that you shared. I cannot always see who shared. So make sure you post in your comments that you shared so I know to put you in for the drawing. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for stopping by today. We will see you again next Wednesday. And you guys keep up stamping this week. All right. I'm gonna put you back up. Thank you, Kat. Let's see if I have any comments. Oh, I can't scroll through. Of course I can't. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, thanks, Michelle. I liked it too. I thought I'd do something a little bit different. It's nice to kind of play with the dimensions and everything in the sampler. So you don't have to come up with 9 separate things. You could do 1 or 2 bigger ones, or, you know, just play with it and do some different things. So, all right, I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.